Ladies
Hey,
and
butter rum.
gentlemen. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Always Almost There, Day After Show Live. We are here today talking about last night's Goose show in Virginia Beach. As always, I'm here. I'm Ryan, and that's Neil.
I had to do the butter rum thing, man.
I mean, fair. I mean,
I like it
that's a
more
hot
than
topic
the
of last
ladies
night.
and gentlemen, boys and girls. I got to be honest. Like a hey butter rum, just really it gets you excited. You want to get
Really?
excited, yeah.
But the
wanna get
opening riff
excited.
of Butter Rum gets you excited?
It does actually.
I mean,
I'm a butter
listen,
rum
when they play
hater.
it like this, when they play it like they did last night, it gets me excited. I'll
20
give you
minutes of butter rum.
that. It's great. That's the headline. Also, Goose still a segue band. There are so many segues in this show. It's
A
ridiculous.
lot of songs in the show. Well, not only is Goose a segue band, Ryan Storm is a vibes guy.
What?
Ryan Storm is in the middle of these like 9-11 song sets, and it's just like, man, this show's sick.
Well,
how many songs
I've never
did they play
had
in
a
the first
problem
set
with
last
them
night?
playing lots of songs in a set. It's what they do
Yes, you
with the
do.
songs that I complain about. No,
It's
like
just the
if
songs.
they played 10 songs in the set and they were all 8 minutes long, like, yeah, I'd have an issue. But like,
Okay.
they're jamming the shit out of stuff right now.
They are, and it seems to be working.
Yep.
I don't know.
I think, oh, sorry about that. They sound like, I mean, we've been saying this every episode, but like they sound so good. They sound so comfortable on stage right now, which is, they've been playing shows for 2 months straight pretty much. And we've got, another couple of weeks, which is fantastic. But Goose is good.
They're not so bad right now. They seem to be playing pretty well. I mean, there are times, where you feel like you've got things to complain about, or like you wish they did better. I don't think
I don't have a lot of
really
those
have
right
any
now.
gripes right now.
Yeah.
I don't have set listing gripes. I don't have jamming gripes. I mean, I'm generally happy right now. They're doing the stuff.
Having a good time seeing Goose. What a concept. So night 2 at the Dome last night, which is great. We can kick things off. Mr. Action, classic, into Royal, biggest jammed out version yet, which is, I guess, on the second jammed out version, highlighted by a very funny lyrical flub from Rick. In that usually when he flubs the lyrics to a song, he'll just keep going, like every version of Dripfield. But here we get an shit, and then takes a mulligan on it, which is pretty funny.
Then he brings it around again.
Which
that's the best part.
I really like. So this is part of how comfortable they are on stage right now, because like he didn't miss a beat. The other guys were still playing. He didn't go in the talk back or anything and say like, play one time through and then we'll do it again. It was just like we're going to keep rolling, and I'm going to sing that line again. And so I think that kind of stood out to me in a non-musical context of like, they're just happy.
The kids are having fun up there on the stage. The boys are having fun.
The boys, as it were. Yes.
Well,
and this Royal, by the way. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, what were
I was just going to say, I mean, I think they have to probably feel immense pressure to play 2 nights in a row at Madison Square Garden. So you have to feel like they probably are a little relaxed right now because they know this much, much bigger show is coming. And, they're hyping those shows up big. So they're chilling right now.
Big?
They're going to be big. I mean, things are going to happen. Yeah. Things are going to happen. Things always happen at these New York shows.
Things do tend to happen. Well, before we get to that, let's talk about this Royal Jam, because this Royal Jam is phenomenal.
It's good.
You get some of that amazing tight funk pocket that we saw in the Paris version. Peter, the clav work, and then you get a little bit of that organ funk that we've been seeing this year. And then it pivots into this just like beautiful, like open peak. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it flows so naturally, and they hit the peak so nicely. And it's not, this is another one. It's like not the deepest of jams, but I have listened to it 4 times already today.
It's good
because it's so good.
Yeah, it's very quintessential jam band-y, which I think Goose tends to not sound quintessential jam band-y, at least to my ear. I think if you listen to some people, they sound exactly like Fish. Which I disagree with until I listen to this jam and I say, oh man, the first few minutes of the jam sound incredibly fishy to me. And not modern Fish. I feel like it's important to stipulate that. I feel like this is like mid-90s
You don't even know what modern Fish sounds like.
That's untrue.
Right.
I have seen plenty of shows.
I know.
I just, I'm not quite, well, whatever. We're not diving into that right now. But
So
in any
anyway,
case, it is good. It's very fishy, and then it kind of gets to another space. And when I say quintessential jam bandy, what I'm trying to say is they're not like doing any twists or turns here. It's just some nice first set jamming, make you feel good. They're not trying to bend any minds or warp minds. It's just
having
classic,
a great time. Yeah,
classic jamming in the first set. Love it.
Which is great. Yeah, go listen to this. Goat Royal for now. Maybe
19 minutes of Royal.
Wonderful.
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. And then we get nice segue into interlude 2. Get the ludes and jive 1. I mean, the set on paper is crazy. Like Mr. Action Royal, interlude 2, jive 1, Green River, Make the Move, Western Sun, Hot Love. Like, what?
Yeah, you would think this would be bad.
But it's great.
It's not. It's good.
But it's great.
Yeah.
No, the flow is great. The Green River, sorry again, Neil, for you to like just miss it.
It's a damn shame. It's almost like they know that I am excited to hear this song, and they're not going to play it. Now it just feels like a very twisted thing because, RJ has really wanted to hear The Way It Is for a long time. And
Which they didn't play. Yeah.
Which they didn't play. I don't know if he's going to MSG or not.
He's not.
Maybe they play The Way It Is at MSG and they swap it, So they say Neil really wants to hear that Green River. And it's not even that I really want to hear it. It's just for
the stats.
It's a symbolic chase at this point. Yeah, exactly. I just need it for numbers. Damn it. Anyway, I don't really care about CCR.
This Green River is great.
Yeah, I mean, they all have been pretty good. I think if you listen to enough of this podcast, you listen to Jive Goose poo-poo the Green Rivers. I am not one of those people. It's all right, and it tends to be a good jammer every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, Peter's rhythm guitar work in this one is pretty fantastic. And then I haven't seen a written set list from last night, but I am assuming the Make the Move is an audible. Just based on the fact that really? You think that was planned? Well, 2 covers in a row feels weird.
But at the same time, I feel like they're just goofing around, and because they this is the show to goof around in. It's the show before the show. But you can't ignore the remarkable coincidence of the fact that they're playing all of the rare songs that they played in Richmond last year. So we talked about this.
So we talked about this yesterday. Yeah.
But they played that in Richmond, and I love that Richmond version, by the way. This version of Make the Move approaches awesomeness. And then I think they got scared and they were like, we can't do that again. And then they moved on. But I mean, don't you find it strange? They have played the song 8 times since 2020, and two of them are within 1 year of each other in the state of Virginia. I don't know. It's pretty weird. It's pretty weird. 3 hours apart.
They like the logins. It's a good segment here. This Western Sun that comes next.
Yes.
It's funny. I didn't hear it as a ripcord into Hot Love. I heard it as whoa, that's a cool segue. And I mean, it didn't feel like I guess when I think of a ripcord, I think of like Rick just actually like bailing on a jam and being like, we're not doing this anymore. And this felt a little more natural, like they found themselves getting closer to Hot Love, and like there was obviously intention there. But I don't know. I don't hear this as a brutal ripcord, which is rare for me.
I do, and I'm not usually one to complain about brutal ripcords, but
the roles are reversed.
Yeah, well, so let's dissect this jam a little bit. You kind of get the thing that they do in Western Sun these days for a pretty extended stretch, like a good 6 or 7 minutes of just the rock and roll style Western Sun jam. Like a pretty good driving rocker. And then they just kind of dissolve into the space. And I see what you're saying. You're saying, well, that's when they begin the segue into Hot Love. And what I hear in that, there's about 90 seconds of incredible jam.
Yes.
And we've talked about this before where it's like, is it a segue or a sick jam? I don't know. In this case, I actually do think it's a sick jam. And I think they were just like, well, we're right on the edge of Hot Love. Let's just go. But what they're playing with for about those 90 seconds it sounds really good. It sounds incredible. And I was bummed that they stopped with whatever they were doing. They were in this like really nice laid back groove. Trevor establishes the bass line almost immediately. Peters has kind of got this like nice keys groove going, and it's just like super laid back. And I wish they did more jams like this, or at least like explored jams like that more often.
I'm with you there.
For the folks who like the Eugene Bourne, you might dig the 90 seconds here, and you might have dug it a lot if it was 7 minutes of it. But it is what it is.
It's true. It's true. All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a ton to add on that Western Sun. But yeah, it is very good, and I would like to hear more like it. Anyway, Hot Love closes the set. Little jam, as we've been seeing. Yeah. Sick. Very cool segue, because it's also like not an easy song to just segue into, because it opens with the riff, and so I think that it was really cool. I think it, setting aside the discussion about whether it was a ripcord or not, I think the actual segue itself is very cool.
Yeah, and then you get a little bit of a jam going on a set break.
A smidge, yeah. It's good.
And like, let's talk about that. Let's dig into that for a second, because I feel like it's been a few shows now where they're not really jamming them out, but they are tacking on little jams here and there. And I think that's a way that you make a first set sound good, if you're going to play as many songs in that first set as they did in this set. Is tack on a jam here and there, make it different, make it exciting. But
well, that's my point, where like, you're saying, I can't believe you're excited about like a 9-song set. Like, it's what they're doing with the 9 songs. They have time, and they're doing cool shit with it.
Would you say that they're catering to both the vibes guys and the jams guys at the same time? Like, do you think they've found the secret sauce?
Yeah, I mean, I think that
might be happening.
It might be.
I think, well, if you're happy, and we'd have to check in with some resident vibes guys and see what they say. But I don't know if I could qualify as a vibes guy.
You do not qualify as a vibes guy. You're a vibes guy when you're at the show, and then as soon as you're not at the show, you're like the biggest curmudgeon outside of like me.
That is not true. Don't project onto me, Ryan Storm.
You kind of are a curmudgeon, Neil.
I am far less curmudgeonly than you are.
Well, I just said outside of me.
Outside of you. Yeah.
There we go. J-Dog the Cat in the chat. I'm a vibes guy, and I've been happy lately. Thank you, J-Dog the Cat, for being our vibes guy in residence today. Appreciate you.
Nothing wrong with being a vibes guy. You should see me at Fish. Oh boy, am I a vibes guy. Don't even get me started. But
you're not a vibes guy at Fish. Okay, anyway.
I absolutely am.
Anyway, really? You get excited when they play more?
No, because that's a new song. Like, we've been over this on the podcast. No new songs. Yeah. I only vibe to the old songs.
And for those of you who don't know, to Neil, a new Fish song is anything debuted in 1997 or later.
That's true. That is true. Anything like Water in the Sky, nope. No, what was it? Limb by Limb. That's what Limb by Limb and After. Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, set 2 here at the Dome last night. Dark Horse opening the set. Love this. First time it's opening set 2 since 11/9/21 in New Orleans. Been a very long time. But I love it in this slot. Dark Horse is not a song that has, ever really does much outside of the norm. It's just a great song. And I think it's a really, really cool slot here. I'd like to see it kick off second sets more.
Yeah, it's interesting. They kind of tease is the wrong word, but the Dark Horse motif, which shows up in jams all the time, shows up a couple times in the first set. You get a little bit of it in the Western Sun, you get a little bit of it in the Hot Love. So when they started playing like the intro to Dark Horse here, which is kind of an extended intro into Dark Horse, I was like, oh, they're not going to play Dark Horse. I was like, they're going to like drop into like Good to Be or something like out of this thing. But no, they actually went ahead with it and played the Dark Horse. So deep cuts.
The Dark Horse.
For the folks, deep cuts for the folks at the show.
I mean, Dark Horse,
which you should always expect.
Dark Horse is in very nice regular rotation these days, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah, I mean, I just got done calling it a deep cut, but I do wonder if it's just coincidental, like it just kind of, came around again, and they were like, yeah, let's just do it.
They're vibing with it right now.
Yeah, I mean, how many have they played in? I can only think of one before this, but is there?
Well, it was 3 this year. It was played 3 times in all of 2025. 2024 had 5. So,
maybe a little bit.
2023 only had 2.
Yeah,
it's in rotation now.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, fits.
And then something you would expect to not be a good call for the second song of the second set, Butter Rum.
Hey.
actually ends up being fantastic. Hey, bud, or Goons.
Well, is it Goons? I don't know.
Yes, it is Goons. And the thing is, it's not like the Goons jams now are not just doing the Goons thing. Like in So Ready, sure, it's just doing the Goons thing and, pretty much. But these, and, we were talking about the Tumble from Monday night. It is based in that Goons style, but it's not just Goons anymore.
Well, that was my point. But you disagreed with me, which is funny that you just like turned around and just said I agree with you after you said I disagree. But
the phrasing,
I mean, it's just not full on Goons, so I don't know if I would call it the Goons, but it's on the edge of Goons, and I think this is proving that the Goons is no longer a gimmick. I think you add this to the Tumble from last 2 nights ago, and you have to think about like, okay, so it's not just a thing that you slide into, what you were just saying, the full on Goons, like you're living in that neighborhood and you're jamming. And this one doesn't explore in the way that the Tumble explored 2 nights ago, but it's still fun.
I will say
20 minutes of just bopping around.
Yeah.
And
no, I was going to say this is a great jam if you're someone who likes to go for a run. It's a great pace. I was listening to it walking through the airport this morning, and I felt like I had a really good pace going. Like it was just yeah. That was the thought I had.
The closest ride storm comes to running. Which is walking.
I walk.
At a brisk
my
pace.
walking speed is some people's running speed. So
this is true. I have walked with you in several places, and it's fast. And I'm a slow walker.
I walk fast.
Yep.
Yeah, and you often tell me when we're walking around places that you are not going to walk at my speed, and like I can wait for you, basically.
Yeah.
Like every time you're like, just so you know, I'm not keeping up with you.
Yeah, I just don't care. Well, you always got a place to be. Ryan's store. Just there's always a place. You got to be somewhere. Can never sit still.
I'm going. I don't know.
To stay still is to die. He's like a shark. But go ahead.
Anyway, so this Redbird.
It's really good.
This is a great Redbird. This is one of those Bliss Bomb jams. And it does one thing really, really well. The build is so good. Rick really like doing that thing that he does where he plays just rhythm and builds the vibe with the whole band and then comes out with the lead towards the end. And it's so good. I think that this is gonna be a favorite of the people.
The people are gonna love this one. I love this one. I think it's really good.
I do too.
It's one of the better Bliss jams they have played. If I measure it against like last year,
like Amsterdam Echo.
Well, Amsterdam Echo, I think, is better than this. But
oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's pretty good, and so I think folks are going to be stoked on this one. This is the kind of jam folks get really into. I am really into this jam. I think it's good. I've only listened to it twice, so I don't really know yet. But we'll see. We'll see where it lands.
That's good.
This one will stay in the conversation for a hot minute. I think. I don't want to say just like folks will be excited about it. I think I am going to be paying attention to this jam.
Well, you're also folks.
I am folks. I just, I think we were alluding to the fact that like the Bliss Jam lovers are going to love this one. I think that's like what we were kind of saying without saying it. But I think everyone will love this one. That was my point.
Agreed. Yeah, big fan of this. And then In Your Eyes. This is a thing someone mentioned in the chat earlier, but a lot of covers last night. Like,
yeah,
a lot of covers. And so I think that's interesting. When
it's the show before the show,
like right? But we get shows like this sometimes where they play 5 covers. I think was it Richmond actually last year that had
it's Richmond vibes.
The show with like 5 covers. I think it was.
Well, let's take a look.
Yeah,
we could use the
4 covers, but it was you had I Would Die for You, Pumped Up Kicks, Wake Up, and Make the Move in the same show. And I remember we were like, that's too many covers. Didn't feel like it. I mean, like last night it was like, oh, another cover, but like it was fun.
Yeah, like I don't think it actually weighed the show down at all or made it feel not so
all
good.
The covers
I mean,
were
In Your Eyes
well,
is a classic mid-second set song for them anyway. So like it doesn't even feel like that doesn't feel like I mean, I know it's a cover, but it like doesn't feel like a cover because it's just they always jam it. It's got a a solid kind of foundation in that second set. And then, the Hollywood Nights that they played similarly is just kind of that big, the big dramatic song to end it out. You just want to feel good leaving that show. And then at this point, Love Light is just, it's a Goose song.
Well, we'll get there, but the In Your Eyes kind of it does the Goose In Your Eyes jam thing for a little while. Very enjoyable. We heard it in Clearwater. We'll hear it next time they play it. And then Drive Hollywood Nights. So first of all, amazing segue into Drive. Second of all, so Drive started and I was like, okay, we're going to get a short version of this probably to close the set. Am I a little bit sad to see like a 7-minute Drive on the set list? Sure.
Always.
Did it serve the slot in the set here? Yeah.
Sure.
Hollywood Nights. It was fun.
It's just, I'll say the same thing I always say when this happens, which is Drive is such a superb jam vehicle.
Yep.
And it's just a darn shame when they set it on fire like that and just play a 7-minute version just to play a song to segue into another song. But
yes. Drive did get me a Golden Goose again last night, though. So,
what got you the Golden Goose? Shady behavior.
Having good shady behavior.
Asterisk.
I'm just good at Fantasy
6-point
Goose
jive
right
one.
now.
I think everybody knows what happens when somebody plays a 6-point jive one.
What?
It's been due for like 12 shows.
Okay, and I thought they were going to play it last night.
I wonder if they sound checked it. I don't know.
Well, actually, if I could have heard sound check, first of all, I put in my picks in the morning. Second of all, we were sitting at a restaurant next to the venue during sound check. I was explaining about the venue, how like the lawn is kind of a separate thing and they can close the big doors to make it an indoor venue.
It doesn't even look like a lawn.
While sound check was happening, the big doors were closed and you couldn't hear. I could faintly hear that they were running Savinger, but my picks were in long before this happened. So I'm sorry that I'm just good at Fantasy Goose right now.
You are not. You're not good at Fantasy Goose. That's why everybody knows you.
How many points do you have on this tour so far, Neil? What name is going to be at the top of the all-time Golden Goose winners list when you update the site?
I refuse to update the site.
Okay.
I digress. Anyway, let's talk about the music.
So Drive Hollywood Nights. Really fun way to close the second set.
Yes.
I love it. And
vibes.
Yep. The Love Light was funny because they came back on stage and Rick, did that thing that he does sometimes where he's like, we wanted to play something else. This is the this is the only song we have that's short enough. And I was like, okay, Love Light.
Love Light. Yeah. Well, they could have done it, Don't Do It, but yeah.
No, man. It's Love Light or bust.
You're just like dropping spoilers out here, by the way. Like I didn't know about the Savinger thing.
They've been sound checking the new songs at every show on this tour. People have been talking about it.
People. I haven't heard. I don't talk to people. Although I'm not on tour right now like you are, so
yeah,
I don't get to see all those people.
No, like it was in Toronto. They were playing it, like they were practicing a couple of them. I think we all assume that those songs are getting played this weekend at the Garden.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. I faintly heard part of Savinger through closed doors,
That's exciting.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Exciting. Hey, listen, I think what's important here is that Grady faced the stage and they played Butter
Grady
Rock.
wasn't at the show last night, but
what? I thought he was at the show. Wait, he was
at
the
just there
show
on Monday.
What? Who does that?
People with jobs.
I guess
Neil.
so.
Sometimes people have jobs.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they have to do real life stuff.
It did sound like I was hearing that the attendance was lower last night than it was the night before. Is that true? To your eye?
I thought it was actually a little busier last night, but I think it was about the same as, doesn't make much of a difference. Maybe the lawn was emptier last night, but I didn't go out there.
Well, people did the right thing. If in fact there were more people at the Schmonday show, they knew that you don't miss the Schmonday shows.
Never miss a Schmonday show.
That show was really good.
Yep.
This show was also good, just not as good. And
this, this 2-night run in Virginia Beach is pretty fantastic. And
I like it overall. I like where this band is at. I like the way that they're playing. I like the way that their first sets are constructed right now.
Yeah.
Like their first sets, I've yet to complain about one, I think.
Right.
Which is good.
Like, it doesn't feel like they're just going through the motions, like, 5 openers in a row. And also because they're taking songs like Royal and Hot Love and they're jamming them out now. So like we're hearing Hot Love and it's like, okay, it's not just the same thing every time. Like they're, the jams haven't done anything particularly exciting yet, but like there's possibility there. And that's something that, we previously didn't have in that song, for example. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where we go this weekend. Obviously these 2 shows are huge. And then, Central Park on Sunday as well, but these are going to be big.
They're going to be big ones.
So
yeah,
if you're in New York,
if you like the theatrics, get ready. Yeah.
Guess what we didn't talk about yesterday that we forgot to, and we can talk about today? The TED Tracks vinyl.
Yes.
That is going to be available at the pop-up shop. If you haven't seen, Goose is doing some curated, like kind of a Live and Well style, I guess, of 2025 live jams on vinyl that will be available at the pop-up shop tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday in New York. We don't know what has been selected, and I'm very curious to find out what has been selected for this.
Can I ask you a question here? You
Yes.
said 2025 jams. That detail is not widely known at this point.
It was in an Instagram reply from the band, I believe.
Got it.
I could be making that up, but I don't think I'm making that up. I think they said that it's selected from last year's shows. So will we have the Grand Rapids Madhavan on vinyl? That would be cool.
I sure hope so.
Will we have Jam of the Year winner, Milwaukee Everything Must Go on vinyl?
I sure hope so. I want to own that. That's really good. I don't know if well, in any case, I would be excited about that. I did notice that were there 8 of them? Is that what you said?
There's 8 or 9.
2 or 3 of them had 2 discs in the picture, and a bunch of them had only 1. So I wonder what that means. So is it just 1 jam per, platter, as it were, or is it multiple jams? I mean,
Depends on the length, I'm sure.
And maybe there's some, sound check jams in there, which would be really upsetting for you.
Very sick. Why would that be upsetting?
Because you get really upset about soundcheck jams when people are like, "That's the jam of the year." This,
Well, yeah,
I get excited. Conversation.
I get excited about soundcheck jams because they're generally pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I'm not trying to trigger you right now. I'm just going to lay the groundwork for triggering you later.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, just for everybody's amusement, really, and my own, because that's
of course
90%
that's why we're here. Yeah,
my existence on the space. But no, that's really exciting, and I'm never ever going to financially recover from it because I'm going to have to own them all.
Are you gonna buy the track jacket and the Converse too?
No, I mean the Converse
air freshener.
I do need that air freshener. As
the
you know,
air freshener is pretty funny.
I might be the only person who still has the original Goose air freshener, which
you're certainly the only person who's had it in their car for 6 years.
Yeah, which goes to show you how much of a piece of junk my car is. I'm not a car guy. I don't need nice.
You're not a car guy. Not a big car guy.
I live in a city. I don't need a car. But in any case, yeah, that I wonder how this new air freshener smells. As long as we're analyzing air fresheners here,
probably smells like Rick.
I don't know what Rick smells like.
I don't either.
I like greasy and sweaty mid tour, but what was I going to say? The old one, the Trevor one of him singing "Achy Breaky Heart"
from Bingo Tour.
From Bingo Tour is it smelled horrible. It smelled like I don't know, like bad soap, if that makes any sense at all. But it was not good.
Bad soap.
I bought a few of them.
Podcast.
Yeah, I gave them out to folks as gifts because I was like, I like to. You've seen me do this. I like to go up to the merch table and buy something cheap and then just hand it to somebody. Say like, here's a gift. So I did that with those air fresheners. My brother took his and immediately threw it away. And in retrospect, that's a damn shame because that thing.
You still have it. It's a collector's item. Yeah. If you want to buy Neil's for $500, hit him up. That's about what it's worth. After being in Neil's car for 6 years, it appreciates in value.
One of a kind.
Yeah, one of a kind.
No one else
air
has
freshener used by Neil Landry in his car.
In any case, I want the records.
Contact us if you're interested.
I really want the records, and those are going to be sick. I cannot wait to hear what it is. I hope there's some unreleased stuff on there. awesome that they're doing it, by the way.
Yeah. No, this is something that we've been looking for. I
Yeah.
haven't done it for 2025 yet, actually, and this reminded me. But after Alive and Well came out in the first place, like every year I've done like a fan hypothetical version of like what it could be, because that's a really cool like snapshot, in time of 2019 Goose that I think has been missing from every year since. And so I hope this becomes a regular thing, that they're going to start putting more live stuff out like this, not just like a box set like that, live at MSG or Fox Theater, what have you. But it's a very cool way to get the music out in a different way.
Yep. I'm stoked about it. Also stoked to see people in full Goose kit, track jacket, Converse,
socks,
maybe some socks,
shirt,
shorts,
yeah, air freshener around the neck.
Like that's actually
and
funny.
it says it's Rick, and it says look, it's this guy on it, like
which is amazing, because I'm sure Rick is no fan of his face just existing on an air freshener that they sell. But in any case, exciting stuff. If you want to custody up, I mean, if you haven't custodied up enough to go to New York City in the middle of the World Cup, and then the U.S. Open is like a couple days after it, like the city is going to be bursting with sports fans and Goose fans.
Well, and the Knicks parade is tomorrow.
Knicks parade, like everything costs money, more money than it should in New York right now. So why not just blow the whole retirement on 8 Goose records, an air freshener, a track jacket, and some Converse? Because those Converse are going to be pricey.
Custody up.
Custody up. Do it.
All right. Well, it's time to custody up. On that note, we will leave you to enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We will return on Saturday afternoon to talk about MSG Night 1. Very exciting 3 shows coming up this weekend. Neil, I'm excited to see you on Saturday.
I'll be there.
It's going to be great. And everybody, thank you for joining us on this episode of Always Almost There, Day After Show Live. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you next time. Peace.